man. What a day, what a day. What a day, what a day. Hello everybody, Sir Walter of the Sir Walter Jones Show. Breaking news. It's an afternoon edition. Baby. I want to talk about this Kathy Lee thing because I'm here fighting on Facebook over some shenanigans about Kathy Lee and the post. Well, she painstakingly took her time. Went to a very controversial photographer, I forgot his name, and she decided, with the help of this man, to take a photo of a severed head representing Donald Trump, your president of these United States, bloodied up, with her face looking like a stone face. Oh, disgust. And she did it because she felt like, well, we in the climate today, a political climate, an uprise where it's okay to do it because people will look at this and say, ha, 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 that Kathy Griffin is just such a shocking person, but that picture is so gripping. Okay, and look at it. It's just a great caricature, or it's a great depiction of what's really going on. She looked at it. She put it up there as art. And the fact that we live in a country where we think it's okay to say something even though we celebrate the First Amendment. Freedom of speech has caused some of y'all to be the dumbest people I've ever seen and heard of in my entire life. The dumbness, the stupidity that come out of people who takes the First Amendment and say, I got a right to say it. And just because you got a right to do or say something don't mean you need to say it. Because you don't care how insensitive it is. You don't care about people's family. You don't whatsoever. And Christians are just as in fault as the world is. I remember doing a show when that preacher down in Atlanta died, and people were the man, that his bones, rigor mortis had not even set in yet. And y'all was crucifying him and sending him to hell and saying he was a faggot, a gay, a homo. He was molesting little boys. He need to go to a burning hell right in front of the man's family. Y'all know the preacher I'm talking about. Yeah, so Mike, I didn't even say nothing. I ain't even talking about you. You're my brother. All right? It was just ridiculous. The actions that are coming from we who are Christians about someone who got caught in situations. Just makes no sense how we treat people. We don't even know their eternal destination, but yet we put that man straight in hell. In front of the man's family. Insensitive. Because we think we can say whatever we want to, and Jesus never acted this way. Oh, I'm just amazed at some of y'all's responses, okay? So I put this post up there with Kathy Lee holding the severed head, and she was trying to make her appeal because she has people who follow her because of her shock treatment. Her conversation is shocking. Okay, and she's got followers, but it backfired on her little crazy self, and she realized, oops, I made a mistake, that's all. All right, so now she's giving this sorry apology, and she's only apologizing for the same reason I apologize for being pulled over by the police for speeding or making a right turn. I apologize. He said you apologize because your butt got caught. I said, you are so right. Give me my ticket. Okay? This chick apologized because she realized what she said was stupid, and nobody, even the ones who hate Donald Trump, nobody found it to be funny or humorous. Oh, wow. Such a great insight. It was stupid. And now she's apologizing. Now CNN fires her, and her endorsements are falling out of a wagon. All right, she's losing all her worldly goods. All right, what's wrong? All right, so I put that up there, and y'all fighting. What y'all fighting with me for? I'm just the messenger. What you gonna fight with me for? I'm telling y'all that this is incendiary. Is that the word? This right here was in bad taste, and you should have just said bad taste. You're right, Brett Jones. Let's walk away from it. But no. Y'all bringing up Obama. The man ain't the president no more, okay? We talking about this present president. Now, I didn't vote for President Barack Obama. Didn't do it both times, didn't do it. Yet, I like the man. I don't like his policies, but I like the man. I like the fact that he's a good husband. I like the fact that he's a good father. I like the fact that he did care about a lot of poor people. All right. Even though this Obamacare may have holes in it, he still was trying to do something. All right. I don't like the other policies. OK, because I'm a Christian man. I don't agree with the immorality, if that's the word. All right. But I protected this man for 8 years. I didn't allow y'all to hang effigies and put nooses around his neck. And you white folks, you nasty, I'm about to say the word, you bigots, you xenophobes out there, okay? You racists out there who was burning effigies and putting this man, putting a Hitler mask on this man. I didn't like when you did that, and I defended that man for 8 years. Why? For the same reason I defended Bill Clinton. For the same reason I defended Ronald Reagan. I defended them because they were my president. And when we kids are fighting in front of, sorry, phone rang. When we kids are fighting in front of the neighbors, it just look like we are separated. We are divided. We are a divided nation. Okay. 1 second. We are a divided nation, and the people are looking at us like them Americans. Why do you think Russia was able to hack? Okay, why do you think that other nations were able to come in and make y'all look at newsreels? I mean, not newsreels. Make y'all look at Facebook news reports and all that stuff was fake and phony, and y'all gullible start believing everything you saw because our nation is too divided. All right, so we're in a divided situation. So I put that up there, and y'all start talking about, what about that other president? That other president ain't the president no more. All right, and here's what I think is happening with y'all. I noticed the white people who was responding one way. The black people were responding another way. The Republicans was responding one way. The Democrats was responding another way. But all of y'all are saying, I hate labels. Y'all are intellectually dishonest with yourself. Okay? And then you got the black people who are living in a conservative world among Republicans, among white people. They talk in another kind of way. I live in South Dakota among mostly white folks, okay? And I started moving away from the liberality or the democratic way, the way I was born and raised. I started moving away from that because I was surrounded by only Republican conservatives, all right, and whites. So I began to turn over a leaf over to them because the communication that I'm around them causes you to be pulled into that. So I said, Walter, don't be pulled in those people because there's a mass of them. Don't do it. You stand your ground. Don't not vote for this man because all these white folk don't like him. I was living in South Dakota during the time President Barack Obama, well, he was a senator at that time. Okay, so I says, I'm like you, C.L. King. He says, don't forget about black independence. Us black independence. I'm with you. So while I was with these people, I says, I'm not going to be pulled into my white evangelical movement. Not going to do it. Even though I worship with them and live among them in their neighborhoods and eating and going to their houses and possibly dating their daughters, I ain't doing it. Not going to be pulled into that. For the same reason I'm not going to be pulled into, I live in Illinois. We're in a budget freeze. We're the only state in the country in recent history, okay, where we haven't had a budget in 2 years, okay? No state, no other state, 48 of them suckers, okay? All of them got budgets but us, all right? And what they doing down there, they fighting. Like we fighting here on the wall here. They fighting for the same reason. Republicans are fighting Democrats over stupidity. And guess who's suffering? The poor, the elderly, okay? Those who need this and need that, they're suffering. And that's what's going on. America is divided. Divided. So I don't care. I care about Barack Obama. I care about him as a man and as a former president, yes. But I don't care no more. His time is up. Now we got this man in here. Y'all call him 45. He's still President Donald Trump. No, I don't care what you call him. He's still your president. You can say he ain't my president all you want to, but as long as you paying the IRS, as long as you got a United States card, whether it's a driver's license or whether it's just an ID card that say you a United States citizen, as long as you got a voter's registration card, Donald Trump is your president. I don't care what I can say. I ain't black. What coming out of my mouth don't mean a hill of beans. I'm still a black man. Divided snakes of America. That's right, Michael Sterling. That's exactly what this is. So he's still your president, and because he's your president, you need to respect. My phone is just having a great time. Just if folk want to call me, don't call me right now. Don't call me. Okay? I don't care how he act. I don't care how he act. He's still your president regardless. And until you get down there to the polls and call somebody else in the office, he's still your president. And you still have to respect him. Now, Kathy Griffin, she's foolish. I would go as far as to say she's a fool. Okay? She's a fool. The Bible says I can call her that with a just cause, so she's a fool. And she keeps trying these stunts. She's always talked like this. She's always gave y'all this. Okay, you're right. If Facebook is called Natalie, Facebook may not let me post this once I hit the finish button. She's a fool. And she needs to be punished for her actions. Now she's acting like she's regretting what she did. Yeah, you regretting, all right. You're losing your money. For the same reason this boy on Fox News, yeah, okay. I can't go down the road. I just can't do it. Go ahead and apologize. But we can't be fighting over what we all found deplorable, you see? Because what's going on is we're being pulled into politics. How could Christians be pulled into politics? How could we be pulled in? Yeah, Facebook has been calling me, y'all. Y'all forgive me. Facebook, I'm sorry, I got Facebook on my mind. I'm sorry. I don't forgot what I was saying. I can't understand it. Okay, let me go back because the phone kept ringing. Y'all forgive me, but this I don't do these things at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got another radio show starting at 4 o'clock. All right, so I got to learn how to put the do not disturb on the phone before I go live. All right, let me go back. Let me go back. Okay, all of us have some type of thing that we allegiance. Let's put it that way. All of us, I don't care who you are, you have maybe unconsciously swore an allegiance to something. Okay, let me help you out. All right, Kemp, let me help you out. Thank you, Kemp. Thank you. Okay, we hold an allegiance to something. Christians hold an allegiance to God, hopefully. All right. Some of our allegiance is weak. All right. Some of us call Jesus something else. Some of us don't call him Jesus. We call him Yeshua. That's fine. Aisha, okay. Y'all got all kind of name. My boy, my boo, my all this stuff. All right. Y'all call him whatever you call him. All right. I call him Jesus Christ. All right. That's what I call him. And he calls me son. All right. All of us have an allegiance to something. Then we go from having allegiance to God to having allegiance to a pastor, male or female. Then we have an allegiance to the church. We have allegiance to our local church or our denomination. We have an allegiance to Pentecostalism. Okay, that's what we do. We have allegiance to that. And even if that pastor messes up, we have allegiance to him to protect him. Yes, we do. And if anybody talk about our pastor, we're like, I don't care if we found him. You got pictures of him in somebody's house with his dangling and hanging out and flinging all over the place. It don't matter. That's still my pastor, and I stand behind him 199%, even though there's no such number. All right? And we have allegiance to that man or that woman and that church. I don't care if they coming in and the pastor, whoever's over that church, is dividing the church, he's misappropriation of funds and using mind control and manipulation. It don't matter. You have sworn allegiance. How do we know? Because you still go there every Sunday. Man, I'm getting ready to get in trouble. So you have sworn allegiance to that body. That's what you do. And it is innate in us to do that. Some people have sworn allegiance in the political world. You've been raised Democratic and you can't see yourself in no other party but that. It don't matter if the Democratic Party was the ones who gave birth to the Ku Klux Klan and Jim Crow laws, okay, and hanging boys and girls on the tree. We call it strange fruit. It don't matter if they're the ones who did not want the slaves to be freed. It don't matter if the Democratic Party were the ones who was trying to oppress you. It don't matter. One man passed the bill and y'all jumped on the bandwagon. Yes, you did. So now your grandfather and your parents and now you and your children are Democrats. You have sworn allegiance to it no matter how immoral the party is. You've sworn allegiance to it. Those of you on the Republican side, you are the same way, where the party's kind of shifted, all right? And I know Republicans hate to hear people say, we never shifted, we're the party of Lincoln. You's a lie. You ain't the party of Lincoln, not this party, not this one right here, because if you look at the Republican Party and you look at when they gather at the convention, how many black folk can you count? If you can count them, then there's a problem, all right? And I'm not saying this because the Democratic Party got a whole mixture of everybody and they're better. Not so. Don't be fooled by what you see. The Republican Party, many of them, not all of them, have turned into this party who's caused us to wonder, are there a whole bunch of bigots over there? It makes us wonder because the things we hear come out of their mouths. You see what I'm saying? And then they vote this man in office and this man put all these other people in office who are trying to attack who you are because of your affiliation, your class, and the color of your skin. You see what I'm saying? So all of y'all have an allegiance to something, all right? You have an allegiance to the flag of the United States, all right, to your country. You have allegiance whether it came out of your mouth or nothing. That's what you do. So when we put something up on the wall like a Kathy Lee and with this head, what happens is whoever you have a silent allegiance to, you innately, without having control of yourself, you will begin to pull in your allegiance to whatever it is and say, yeah, that was bad, but. That's what we do. All of us do it. When they talked about Barack Obama, I said, stop doing it, stop doing it, stop doing it. I realized that I was defending the man, not so much because he was a man. I was defending him because he was black. I can't do this with y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all the truth. And many black people do that. They don't defend him because he's a man. They don't defend him because they have an allegiance to a party, a Democratic Party. Many of us, if not most of us, defended that man because he was black. You understand what I'm saying? And we were proud to finally get a man of color in the office. Bill Clinton was not the first black president. When they first started saying that, I said, shut up. Until we get this dark-skinned dude in there, we've never had one. And so we were defending, even to this day, we hate when white folks or bigots talk about him the way we do. Because, why? Not because he was the president of the United States. We didn't defend these other presidents. We defended this man because he was black. Y'all need to raise your hand in honesty. That's exactly what's going on. Because he was black. And I'm being honest and transparent with you. I still defend Barack Obama today because he's a black man. And when you attack him, you're attacking me as a black man. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what you needed to say. That's what you're doing. So when people defend Donald Trump, they don't really like the man. The ones who voted for him, his policies are the ones who was going to put these people back into the poorhouse. His budget, if you see the budget plan about that thick, it's cutting the same social services that the people who voted him in. Okay, it's going to cut them. This new American medical plan that they're trying to pass, it's gonna hurt the very people who voted him in office. But they are showing allegiance, not because they like the man, they're showing allegiance to the party. And sometimes some of them are giving allegiance to the color of the man. We all do that. And we need to be honest with ourselves. So we're defending, we hate what Kathy did because it was a horrible depiction of a man Okay, first of all, any man, we would have been just outraged about any man. But because it was this man, that sounds like, oh my God, how could you do that to our man? And then the Democrat says, well, we don't like him either, but that might have been a bit too much. You see how, and that's what's happening on the Facebook wall right now. Both sides are saying, one side is saying, horrible, you nasty little heathen, you. And the other side says, okay, that's enough. Take that down. That's not good. We don't like him either. You see what's happening here? And that's what black folk did to Obama. Is how dare you, you nasty racist. And the other side who voted for him says, oh, well, enough. Yeah, that's enough. That's what we're doing. Because when you say something about my child, that's my child. That's my baby. You don't talk about my baby like that. But when you talk about somebody else's baby, I'll say, that's enough. Calm that down a little bit. Okay, just calm it down a little bit. Yeah. What are you saying? KG said a long time ago that she liked to push the boundaries. She said that. She did say that of what is accepted by society. Why did she do it? She showed what was in her heart. Come on, Greg. That which she wanted to be real. She isn't sorry. She knew exactly. Come on, Greg. She said it. Matter of fact, she did a documentary while she was making the photo shoot. She was talking and says, yeah, people ain't going to like this. That's fine, but I'm going to do this anyway because that's who I am. She was saying that in the documentary and making jokes with the photographer. Oh, man, they're going to come after me. Oh, the government we're going to have to move out of town. Oh, we're going to move out of the country. All this stuff. She knew that it was going to cause some problems. She didn't realize, though, that her own people was going to turn on her, and then she issues a sorry apology. Oh, man, I know I'm going to get in trouble. I don't care. I guess it was okay to depict Obama as a witch doctor. Sean, did you hear anything I said? Did you hear anything I said earlier? Anybody? Can y'all tell Sean Jackson to rewind what I said about Barack Obama and how he was treated? Thanks. She knew what she was doing. Wade Martin. And I saw what you said, Wade, and I hear you. Okay, who else? Joe Hill says the church loses its identity whenever politics is involved. Yes, sir. I would suggest that partisan politics has greed and money at its root. We are still idolaters, but we call it Republican or Democrat, and money for many trumps the church. Yep, that was clever to put the Trump in there. You right, but you you clever. Come on. Y'all need to stop this mess. Because what is the world? How are other people looking at Christians as we talk the way we do on here? Do you not know that some of us are getting ready to lose our dignity and our friendship over some stupid woman like this who put something up there like that? All right? And how could you take sides? All right, I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, so don't be saying it wasn't me. All right, I'm speaking in general. All right? It is never in order to disrespect. Thank you, Wade Martin. It's never right, ever, to disrespect anybody. First of all, anybody. Number two, especially a public official. It is disrespectful. I don't care how much you hate the person. I don't care what the person said or did. Don't do it openly. Don't do it publicly. It is against God's law, his order. Don't do it. Don't do it. And don't be calling what Jesus did. You ain't Jesus, first of all. Okay? And he had every right. He's the Son of God, and he came here for a reason. You ain't here to save nobody. You can't save nobody. All right? You don't have the right to do it. No. Jesus called those Pharisees these vipers. They were Pharisees. Notice, when Jesus when he rebuked, he was always rebuking people who called themselves believers. The world, he treated them differently. But when he talked to believers, those are the ones that he rebuked. I can't see. Y'all missing my points. I'm going to have the cat. Yeah, I know. She was wrong. What? She was wrong, but oh, how people get amnesia. Sean Jackson, I said that earlier. Sean Jackson, I said it earlier. Yes, they have amnesia. And Donald Trump says, no president has ever been treated as unfairly as he has, and I want to talk to him. I want to see if I can dig up the bones of Abraham Lincoln. Okay? I want to dig up his bones to see if we can find a bullet that's lying dormant in his body. I want to pull up the bones of John F. Kennedy, I think that's his name, and see if we can find the missing pack of his head where the bullet went through, and his brain was laying on the car in the back where his wife had to grab his brain and try to put it. I want to find that man's bones and see if we can get this man back and find out, was he not treated the same way? All right. I want to find out if I can even dig up the bones of Ronald Reagan to see if we can find out, is the bullet still lodged up in his body? All right. There's another president that I missed. All right. There's probably 2 more that I missed. I want to find out, okay, from the great Donald Trump, do you have any bullets in you? You've been they don't like that your beautiful daughter, her clothing line was dismissed. Oh, you treated badly because you bringing in all of these funny people who are trying to sleep in bed with Russia, and now we got to bring in the FBI and bring in an independent prosecutor and all this. Oh, you feel bad because they're talking about your hair? You've been persecuted? You poor thing. Show me the bullets. Show it to me, and then I will have pity on you as well. And then there's a living president called Barack Obama, and you should see the pictures. If you type in Barack Obama on YouTube or on Google and look for derogatory pics of him, you will find so many, it's going to take you all day to go through all the pictures of him with a noose around his head, him looking like Hitler, him looking like the devil, him being hung up, okay, on trees, him during Halloween they dressed him and blood everywhere with a knife going through, all kind of stuff. They treated him like, it was just bad. I had never seen a black man treated so bad in public. I have never seen such treatment of a black man other than, I don't know, I know we see pictures of the 1930s and 40s of people hanging on trees, and I see how they treated the civil rights, the marchers, okay, and those that were on the buses. They were pretty bad, all right? So they were physically abused. So I can say that's pretty bad because Barack Obama never been touched physically. But, oh, how they want to touch him. Oh, I've never seen a president in my history of knowing who presidents were treated that way. Never seen any president from the time of, when I was born, LBJ was president. I've never seen anybody from LBJ all the way to Bill Clinton, never seen any of them treated the way I've seen this Barack Obama treated. And he was treated that way, not because he was a man, not because he was a Democrat. He was treated that way mostly because he was a black man. And I don't care who you are that's watching, that's on the other side, you are lie to think that he was treated any other way because of something else. That man was treated that way because he was a black man, pure and simple. Donald Trump is treated the way he's treated because of his ignorance and because of his stands as being a bigot, right? And nobody deserves to be treated no kind of way. All right? So, this fight that's going on Facebook Live, I'm not Facebook Live, but Facebook with this Kathy, shut it down. It's a waste. Black man with power, Arnold says. Thank you. Yeah. Come on. Thank you, Garfield and Buchanan. I knew I had some nerds on here. Matthews is a nerd. Hey, I want to pull up their bones. Yeah, I want to hear from them. If they see what's going on with Donald Trump, they would laugh at this man's face. Talking about he the worst, treated the worst of any president. What a crazy man to say that. All right? 2 wrongs don't make it right. They never called Mr. Obama Mr. President. It was always Obama disrespect. Yes, it was. I know it was. All right? So when Donald Trump won the night before, while y'all was voting, I made a video and I said, this man's getting ready to win office. And I told y'all that I would never ever disrespect this man in public with these public posts of him looking any other kind of way other than what he looked like today. And I haven't done it, and I will not do it for the next 4 to 8 years, if possible. God help us all. I'll never do it. But don't check my inbox messages. Yeah, did I say that? I will never, ever, ever disrespect this man in public. Not going to do it. All right? I suggest y'all don't do it. Because I'm wondering, what's God saying about us? He said it in Scripture. Okay? Man, I got to do a show today, and I ain't got time to be going through Bible studies and with y'all. Okay? He said it in Scripture. You know, just don't do it. It is best not to do it. And what Kathy Lee did was an abomination. I need y'all to know that. Y'all like, huh? How's that possible? What she did was an abomination. She did. I quoted it up there, so y'all can go there if you want to. If you don't want to, that's because you don't want to, so that's up to y'all. But the Bible is very, very clear on how we should treat these people that are in office. All right? We have to be careful because God is watching us. It's not good. It's just not good. It's not healthy for us to do that. Because when we do that, I mean, could you imagine that little boy, Donald Trump's son? And I don't, it's kind of hard sometimes to believe what Donald Trump says, but I'm gonna take his word as close as I can. But he talked about how his son saw that severed head and it shocked him. Whew, yeah. And I just wouldn't want my son looking at any of that. Let's see what am I looking for? Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, here it is. 1 Timothy, chapter 2. I exhort therefore that first of all supplications, prayers, intercessions, and giving of thanks be made for how many men? It says all. A-L-L. If you're not praying for your president, you need to find out if you really are a Christian or a believer. Because, we use that word Christian a lot. Everybody's a Christian. You need to check yourself out to see what kind of relationship you have with God if you're not doing any of this stuff. Then it says, for kings. That's presidents. For kings and for all that are in authority. Presidents. That we may lead. We, not follow, but that we might lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness. Guess what? And honesty. Yeah. For this is good and acceptable in the sight of Pookie? No. In the sight of God, our Savior. Who will have all men to be saved. He would have them all. He wants them all to be saved. And to come unto the knowledge of the truth. Yeah. Then it says, there ain't but one God. One mediator between God and man. Ain't but one. And that man is Christ Jesus. And guess what he did? He gave himself a ransom for all to be testified in due time. Ooh-wee. This is the Bible, y'all. That's what it says here. So you can talk about Donald Trump all you want to. If you ain't praying for him and all you're doing is talking about him on social media, then you're going against the scriptures. And God is looking at you with one eye. Like, wait a minute, and just the one that just got through going, ain't said nothing. All right, Sunday morning, that's all we hearing is you screaming. You ain't saying nothing to the people. And be, Lord, the preacher, the pastor just preach. That's Sunday morning. Monday through Saturday, all you doing is talking down about this president all day long and never once got on your knees and prayed for this man. Pray for his mind. Because we know there's something going on up here. Never did it. Not once. Sunday morning. Okay, and then Can I get a seed offering? Prosperity. And you never once prayed. And I heard the people, I've even said it, y'all pray for this man, and some of y'all said, I can't pray for him. But yet, while you was yet in sin, while you was yet stinking, nasty dog, you was dung, you filthy rags. That's me. While you was the nastiest thing, Christ came down here and died for your nasty butt. He died for my own nasty tail. You see what I'm saying? Unconditional. He said, I don't care. I don't care who he is. I don't care what nastiness he is. I'm going to still die for him. And if he accept me, I will accept him. That's what Christ did for me. So y'all saying y'all bigger than Christ because you can't pray for the man who you can't stand? Something wrong with you. I wouldn't invite you to my house. I'm afraid that you might steal my my china. All right. Okay, y'all, let me stop. The image Kathy is showing is too much like what ISIS is doing. Yep, that's exactly it. Harris, when I saw that, I said, that's ISIS. Why would you put a picture like that up there and think that it was fine to do that? When we get to the place where we think that doing that stuff is okay, that's when I think we have gone stone crazy and we've been turned over to doctrines of devils. Yeah, it's the same to me when church folks talk about God on one post and 10 posts later, those same church folks cussing folks out. I know. Hypocrites. Romans chapter 13. Jermaine Felton is preaching, y'all. Go to Romans 13. People don't like Romans 13. They hate it when it's time for them to obey what the government is trying to. All right. Even the popo, even the police, you're supposed to obey their commands. I ain't telling y'all, there's some things, yeah, we got to be careful of, but you're going to lose every time. It's best that you just obey and fight it in court. Okay? I'm trying to tell y'all, I heard one woman, let me shut this down. She got to church late. She was the MC for the program. The place is filled and they waiting on her to get there. She late. She come walking up in there, sashaying in there. All right, I'm here, y'all. Praise the Lord. I said, oh, whatever. She said, y'all forgive me. The devil pulled me over. I said, who the devil? Who's this devil that pulled her over? She said, the police pulled me over because apparently I was speeding. They say I was speeding. I was only going 5 miles over. So the devil gave me a ticket. I said, no, God gave you a ticket. Says, what? How you gonna get up here and call the police a devil because they pulled your butt over for breaking the law? So now because you breaking the law and you needed to get somewhere on time, they the devil. God sent them. They're messengers. And he sent them here to stop you from acting a fool because you got freedom to speed and put not only your life at stake, but the life you might save is mine. Slow your butt down. You should have left the house earlier. You're going to church, but now you're going to call the police the devil. No, those were angels. They should have took you, with your attitude, they should have took you to jail. If there was something written in the laws, I'd say put her in jail for her attitude. And all the white and all the while the devil's sitting back laughing at our witness. Yes, he is. He's sitting back cracking up at our stupidity. Oh, yeah, I know I said some choice words that maybe you wouldn't say it. And I'm one of the most graceful men you know. I sound like Donald Trump, don't I? I'm one of the most graceful men you know. When people see me in public, I'm telling you, I come in heavy. Come on, give me some love. Give me some love. All right, that's the way I am, man. I treat all y'all with love and respect. And I have I keep starting series where I'm honoring people. I've had so many guests on my shows, and I got a Facebook person of the week, all right, that I'm doing all year long. I'm always honoring y'all. So when I get upset, let me have my moment. Because after it's over, I'm going to recover and continue to love you all. And we lick each other's wounds and bandage us up and go into glory saved. All right? Got to go, y'all. Got a show starting at 4 o'clock. Meet me today as we talk about with the young folks. I have no idea the difference between, MG. I think today's topic is dealing with this. I think it's dealing with loyalty. Yeah, I think that's the topic. Dealing with loyalty. How loyal should you be? Ooh-wee. I think that's the topic today. 4 o'clock, Chicago time, that's Central, Facebook Live with K and K. Those millennials gonna help us out. 2 hours. All right, y'all. Bye now. Bye. Hit the share button if you will. YouTube, you know what to do. Subscribe. Bye, y'all. Love you. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.